There's a profound truth hidden in the observation that a person with few friends may indeed have many. It's not in the numbers that we find the essence of true friendship, it's in the quality and depth of relationships that surround us. You see, friendship is a mirror of the self. If you find yourself with few companions, it might be an invitation to reflect on who you are becoming. Are you walking a path of personal growth? Have you aligned your life with a purpose so powerful that it separates you from the ordinary? A lack of friends often presents an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. When someone finds themselves without many close companions, it may initially seem like a social deficiency or a problem to be solved. However, this scenario can be a mirror, reflecting an internal need to pause, assess, and cultivate self-awareness. The relationships we have or don't have speak volumes about our inner life. They are not merely a reflection of others, but of how we interact with the world, how we perceive ourselves, and ultimately how we grow as individuals. When you find yourself with few friends, it may signal a time to turn inward and ask meaningful questions. Who am I becoming? What are the values guiding my life? Am I presenting the best version of myself to the world, or am I holding back something authentic within me? These questions invite deeper introspection, guiding you to examine how your personality, choices, and behaviors either draw people closer or create distance. In this process of self-reflection, you may realize that your current state of solitude is a byproduct of growth. When a person evolves emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, they often change in ways that others may not immediately understand or resonate with. As you mature and refine your beliefs, your desires, and your goals, the friendships that once made sense might no longer align with where you are headed. It's important to understand that outgrowing certain friendships is not a sign of failure or loss, but rather a natural part of evolving. People grow at different rates, and as you deepen your self-awareness, the people you once connected with may no longer match your energy or vision. Self-reflection is a tool that can help you recognize patterns in your relationships, both positive and negative. For example, if you find yourself isolated, it might be time to assess how you approach social interactions. Are you open and vulnerable? Or do you keep people at arm's length? Do you project confidence and positivity? Or are there hidden insecurities or fears that make others hesitant to get close? Sometimes we unintentionally build barriers around ourselves due to past hurts, trust issues, or self-doubt, which can prevent us from forming meaningful relationships. In this phase of reflection, it's also important to consider the kinds of friendships you truly desire. Are you seeking deep, meaningful connections or simply looking to fill a void with surface-level interactions? There's a stark difference between being surrounded by many people and being surrounded by the right people. Often those who lack a large number of friends are on a path where quality takes precedence over quantity. Shallow connections may satisfy a need for companionship temporarily, but true friendship is rooted in authenticity, mutual respect, and shared values. Self-reflection helps you shift from thinking that a lack of friends is a problem to realizing that it is an opportunity for deeper personal growth. It invites you to develop emotional intelligence, to be more mindful of your communication and behavior, and to take responsibility for the energy you bring into your relationships. By cultivating greater self-awareness, you become more discerning about who you allow into your life. You also start to understand that not everyone is meant to walk with you on your journey, especially as you align yourself with higher goals and a clearer sense of purpose. This process of introspection also brings an important realization sometimes. Solitude is necessary for transformation. It is in moments of quiet reflection and personal solitude that we gain the most clarity about who we are and what we truly desire. When you have fewer distractions, fewer people pulling you in different directions, you have the mental space to think deeply, to process your emotions, and to make decisions that align with your true self. Solitude becomes a powerful tool for recalibrating your life, for breaking old habits, and for forming new, healthier patterns in your relationships. A lack of friends can point to a period where you are refining your standards for relationships. Instead of accepting anyone who enters your life, self-reflection helps you identify the characteristics of the friendships that will truly support your growth and well-being. You begin to value authenticity over popularity, integrity over convenience, and depth over superficiality. This shift in perspective allows you to see that a smaller circle of meaningful friends is far more valuable than a large number of acquaintances who don't truly understand or support your journey. A lack of friends often serves as a mirror, reflecting the need for self-reflection and personal growth. Rather than viewing it as a social failure, it's crucial to embrace this phase as an opportunity for introspection. By examining your values, behaviors, and the type of relationships you desire, you can transform this seeming lack into a time of emotional, mental, and spiritual growth. The relationships you eventually form will be richer and more meaningful because they will align with your truest self. When considering friendships, it's important to recognize that the quality of those relationships is far more significant than the quantity. Often people focus on the number of friends they have, equating a larger social circle with greater fulfillment or social success. However, true satisfaction in relationships comes not from having many friends, but from having meaningful, deep connections with a select few who understand, support, and challenge you to grow. We live in a society that often measures success by popularity, how many followers, likes, or connections you can accumulate. But these superficial metrics miss the heart of what friendship is really about. Friendship is not simply about having people to spend time with. It's about building bonds of trust, loyalty, and mutual respect. Many people who seem to have numerous friends may, in reality, feel lonely or disconnected because their relationships lack depth. They may be surrounded by people, but those interactions remain surface level, focused more on entertainment or convenience than genuine emotional support. True friendship is a mutual exchange where both individuals benefit from the relationship. It's about having people in your life who genuinely care about your well-being, who are there in times of hardship, and who offer guidance and encouragement when needed. These relationships are built on shared experiences, values, and an understanding that goes beyond the surface. While it's easy to form casual acquaintances, building these deeper, more meaningful connections takes time, effort, and a willingness to be vulnerable. It's important to understand that not everyone is meant to be a close friend. In fact, it's normal to have different types of relationships. Some people will be acquaintances, while others may become lifelong companions. The key is to focus on the quality of those who are closest to you. Ask yourself, are these friendships adding value to my life? Are they built on trust and mutual respect? Do they align with my values and support my growth? In a world where people are often quick to maintain many casual connections, it's easy to overlook the power of a few close, quality relationships. Having fewer friends doesn't mean you are lacking something. It means you have chosen to invest in connections that truly matter. A smaller circle often means that those who are in your life are people who truly understand you, who have seen you at your best and your worst, and who remain by your side through it all. The value of quality friendships becomes even more apparent during challenging times. When life throws difficulties your way, it is not the acquaintances or casual friends who stand by you. It is the small, trusted group of people who offer their unwavering support, who listen without judgment, and who are willing to share in your burdens. These friends are the ones who help you navigate life's ups and downs, offering both a listening ear and a voice of wisdom. It's also essential to recognize that building quality friendships requires mutual effort. True friendships don't happen by accident. They are cultivated over time through shared experiences, open communication, and a willingness to be vulnerable. These relationships are built on trust that the other person will be there when needed, trust that they will be honest with you, and trust that they will offer support without expecting anything in return. This trust also goes both ways. To have quality friends, you must be willing to invest in the relationship yourself. You must be willing to offer your time, attention, and emotional support. A quality friendship is not one-sided but a mutual exchange where both individuals benefit and grow. It is through this give and take that deep, lasting connections are formed. In focusing on the quality of your friendships, you also become more discerning about who you allow into your inner circle. As you grow and evolve as a person, you may find that not all relationships are worth maintaining. Some friendships may no longer serve your growth or align with your values. In these cases, it's important to recognize that it's okay to let go of relationships that no longer benefit your emotional well-being. By choosing to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, you create an environment where you can thrive. At the same time, it's worth acknowledging that fewer friendships do not mean a lack of social success. It often reflects a higher level of emotional intelligence and self-awareness. When you prioritize quality over quantity, you become more selective about who you let into your life. You're less likely to tolerate toxic relationships, superficial connections, or friendships that drain your energy. Instead, you seek out those who add value to your life, who challenge you to grow, and who are genuinely invested in your happiness and success. It's important to move away from the societal pressure to accumulate as many friendships as possible and instead focus on cultivating deep, meaningful relationships. Quality friendships are the ones that enrich your life, provide emotional support, and stand the test of time. While it's natural to want to be liked by many, it's far more fulfilling to be truly known and loved by a few. These are the friendships that will sustain you through life's challenges, help you grow into your best self, and offer a sense of belonging and connection that transcends the superficial. Periods of solitude or a lack of friends often signify a time of emotional and spiritual development. It's during these times when the noise of the outside world quiets and a person is left with their own thoughts and reflections. While this might initially seem uncomfortable or lonely, it is in these moments that profound transformation takes place. Emotional and spiritual growth rarely happens in the midst of constant social interaction or distraction. Instead, it requires time alone to process, reflect, and evolve. When someone is experiencing a season of limited friendships, it can be a sign that they are undergoing significant internal changes. They may be moving through an important phase of life where they are reconsidering their values, beliefs, and the direction of their future. This kind of introspection often distances individuals from their previous social circles because they no longer resonate with the same conversations, behaviors, or dynamics. As you grow emotionally, you begin to recognize that the friendships you once had may not align with the person you are becoming. This isn't a negative occurrence, but rather a necessary step in developing a more authentic version of yourself. Emotionally, solitude provides the space to confront feelings that might otherwise be suppressed in the busyness of social life. Without the constant interaction with others, you're left to face your own emotions, whether they are feelings of insecurity, fear, loneliness, or even joy and gratitude. This emotional processing is crucial for personal growth. It allows you to better understand what drives you, what wounds need healing, and how you can become emotionally stronger. In a sense, these quiet periods are where you learn the most about yourself, what you need, what you want, and what truly matters to you. Spiritual growth follows a similar trajectory. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it can be difficult to tap into your inner self, to connect with your deeper sense of purpose, and to listen to the quiet voice of your intuition. Solitude allows you to step back from the expectations and opinions of others, giving you the freedom to explore your spiritual beliefs, values, and goals without outside influence. In these moments, you may find yourself questioning long-held assumptions about life, the universe, and your place within it. These periods of questioning and searching often lead to profound spiritual insights and a deeper connection with yourself, and for some, a higher power. It's during these times of emotional and spiritual growth that you may feel disconnected from old friends, and this is completely natural. As you evolve, you're likely shedding old paradigms and ways of thinking that no longer serve you. Friends who once shared your worldview may no longer understand the changes you're going through. You may find yourself less interested in the things that once connected you to certain social groups, whether that's a shared hobby, common experiences, or mutual habits. This distancing isn't an indication that something is wrong with you or them, but rather that your paths are diverging as you focus on becoming the best version of yourself. What often happens during this time is a refinement of your friendships. As you grow, the people who continue to support and understand you will naturally remain in your life. These are the friendships that transcend surface-level interaction and instead are built on mutual growth, respect, and understanding. The friends who embrace your growth and cheer for your evolution are those who should share a similar emotional and spiritual depth. On the other hand, relationships that were once held together by convenience or superficial connections may naturally fade away as you focus more on your internal journey. In the process of emotional and spiritual development, you may also find yourself attracting new friendships that align with the person you are becoming. As your inner world shifts, your outer world often follows. People who share your new perspectives and values may come into your life at this time, drawn by the changes you are making within yourself. These new friendships are likely to be more aligned with your current emotional and spiritual state, and they can offer deeper, more fulfilling connections than those you had before. It's also important to recognize that solitude can be a powerful tool for healing. Many people who experience a lack of friends during periods of growth are also working through emotional wounds from the past. This could be related to previous relationships, childhood experiences, or other events that have left emotional scars. Solitude allows for the space needed to process and heal from these experiences, so you can move forward with a clearer, healthier mindset. By taking this time to focus on healing, you become better equipped to form healthier, more meaningful relationships in the future. During these periods of emotional and spiritual growth, it's important to be patient with yourself. It's easy to feel like something is wrong or that you need to fix the lack of friends in your life. But growth takes time, and solitude is a natural part of that process. The emotional and spiritual development that occurs during these periods is invaluable, even if it feels uncomfortable or isolating at times. Trust that the friendships you need will come into your life when the time is right, and that the ones who are meant to stay will remain by your side, supporting your journey. A lack of friends during these transformative periods is not a sign of failure, but rather a sign that you are doing the deep, important work of evolving emotionally and spiritually. It's a time for self-discovery, healing, and growth. And as you emerge from this period of solitude, you'll find that the relationships you build moving forward are more aligned with your truest self, offering greater fulfillment and deeper connection than ever before. A lack of friends can often reflect a strong sense of self-sufficiency in a person. In today's society, which emphasizes constant connection and social interaction, it's easy to misunderstand the value of solitude and independence. However, self-sufficiency, the ability to be content with oneself without relying heavily on external validation or companionship, is a powerful indicator of personal strength and maturity. It's not that a self-sufficient person doesn't value friendships or human connections, but rather they have cultivated a level of inner peace, independence, and self-reliance that allows them to function well even in solitude. Being self-sufficient means that a person has learned to meet their own emotional needs. They don't look to others to make them feel whole, validated, or loved. Instead, they have developed a strong sense of self-worth and inner stability. This doesn't mean they reject friendships or relationships, but that they approach them from a place of balance and completeness. They are not driven by the need to fill an emotional void or to seek constant affirmation from others. As a result, their relationships tend to be healthier, less dependent, and more fulfilling because they come from a place of abundance rather than lack. Self-sufficient individuals often have a deep understanding of themselves. They know who they are, what they stand for, and what they want out of life. This self-awareness allows them to set healthy boundaries in relationships and avoid situations where they feel pressure to conform or compromise their values. They don't need to be surrounded by people at all times to feel secure or validated, and they are comfortable spending time alone. This independence can sometimes be mistaken for aloofness or lack of interest in forming friendships, but in reality, it is a sign of emotional maturity. One of the greatest benefits of self-sufficiency is that it allows a person to engage in relationships without becoming overly dependent on others for happiness. They are not looking for friendships or relationships to complete them, but instead seek connections that enhance their already full life. This approach allows for a healthier dynamic in relationships where both individuals are equal partners rather than one person relying on the other for emotional support or fulfillment. A self-sufficient person values quality over quantity in their friendships and may have fewer but more meaningful relationships as a result. Self-sufficiency fosters resilience. People who are emotionally independent are better equipped to handle life's challenges without falling into despair or relying on others to fix their problems. They know how to manage their emotions, solve their own problems, and take responsibility for their actions. This resilience means that they can handle difficult situations on their own, and they don't need a large network of friends to lean on in every situation. Of course, they may still seek support when needed, but they do so from a place of strength rather than dependency. This kind of emotional independence is also closely linked to personal growth. When a person is self-sufficient, they are more likely to engage in self-reflection and personal development. They don't shy away from introspection or from spending time alone with their thoughts. In fact, they see solitude as an opportunity to grow, to evaluate their actions and decisions, and to make improvements in their life. This focus on personal development allows them to continuously evolve and become better versions of themselves, which in turn makes them more attractive to others as friends and partners. It's also important to note that self-sufficient people tend to have a strong sense of purpose. They are driven by their own goals, passions, and values, and they don't rely on others to give their life meaning. This sense of purpose gives them direction and motivation, allowing them to stay focused on what truly matters to them. Because they are so focused on their personal mission, they may not feel the need to engage in superficial social interactions or maintain large circles of friends. Instead, they invest their time and energy into relationships and activities that align with their purpose. While this level of independence can sometimes make it seem as though they are disconnected from others, self-sufficient individuals often enjoy deeper, more meaningful connections when they do engage with others. Because they are not looking to others to fulfill them, they are able to approach relationships from a place of generosity rather than need. They are more likely to give without expecting anything in return, to listen without judgment, and to support others without seeking validation. This makes them valuable friends and partners, even if they don't have an extensive social circle. Self-sufficiency also creates a sense of contentment and peace. A person who is emotionally independent is not constantly searching for external validation or approval. They are comfortable in their own skin, and they don't need others to make them feel worthy or successful. This inner peace allows them to enjoy their own company and to find fulfillment in their own achievements and experiences. As a result, they are often less stressed, less anxious, and more focused on living a meaningful life. A lack of friends does not necessarily indicate a problem or deficiency. In many cases, it reflects a person's self-sufficiency and emotional independence. These individuals are content with themselves and don't feel the need to surround themselves with others to feel whole or validated. They value quality over quantity in their relationships and are more focused on personal growth, purpose, and inner peace. While they may not have a large social circle, the relationships they do have are likely to be deep, meaningful, and fulfilling. A lack of friends often signals deeper internal dynamics rather than a deficiency in one's social life. It can point to a time of personal growth, where emotional and spiritual development takes center stage. During these periods, individuals often seek solitude to better understand themselves, refine their values, and heal emotionally. This sense of self-sufficiency allows for healthier, more meaningful relationships that are built on mutual respect and shared growth. Far from being a sign of loneliness or inadequacy, having fewer friends can be an indication of emotional independence, resilience, and a strong sense of purpose. Ultimately, such individuals prioritize quality over quantity in their connections, creating deeper and more fulfilling bonds with those who truly align with their evolving selves.